Today we are working Psalm 75. Traditional uses for Psalm 75 are to receive forgiveness for any wrongdoing, to receive a job promotion, and today I would like to work Psalm 75 for divine justice in any situation. The way we work psalm magic is very simple, easy, and effective. We take the psalm in question and we speak it out loud all the way through once without stopping. This is commonly called an incantation. Then we go back through that same psalm and we take it verse by verse, and we search for hidden meanings behind each of those verses. Those hidden or occult meanings we call magic seeds. And by digging for those magic seeds and contemplating them and trying to apply them to whatever the situation is that we've brought to the psalm, we are in a very real way planting those magic seeds in the fertile grounds of our deep minds, where they take root, they grow, they blossom forth, and then they bear fruit after their kind. And that's exactly what we are going to do together with Psalm 75. Unto thee, O God, do we give thanks, unto thee do we give thanks, for that thy name is near, thy wondrous works declare. When I shall receive the congregation, I will judge uprightly. The earth and all the inhabitants thereof are dissolved. I bear up the pillars of it. Selah. I said unto the fools, deal not foolishly, and to the wicked, lift not up the horn. Lift not up your horn on high, speak not with a stiff neck. For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. But God is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another. For in the hand of the Lord there is a cup, and the wine is red. It is full of mixture, and he poureth out of the same. But the dregs thereof, all the wicked of the earth shall wring them out and drink them. But I will declare forever, I will sing praises to the God of Jacob. All the horns of the wicked will I cut off, but the horns of the righteous shall be exalted. The form of this psalm is unusual because it goes in and out of oracle and explanation. And we can tell when it's oracle because it's God speaking in the first person, and then when it comes back to explanation, it's the psalmist speaking as themselves. So it starts out with the psalmist speaking, orienting us and the psalm to Elohim. Unto thee, O God, do we give thanks, unto thee do we give thanks, for that thy name is near, thy wondrous works declare. So we are doing the thing that has to be done in order to get success, and that is gratitude. We start out with gratitude. In this case, we're calling for divine justice. Now, that can be on any kind of situation. If you are in a situation where something is not fair that's happening to you, but it's also for those situations where you just can't seem to succeed, where you just can't seem to make anything work. And that's not divine justice. That's internal injustice. That's you going against yourself. So whether it's self-inflicted stuff that's happening or whether it seems to be happening to you from outside, we're calling on the infinite to bring justice and to fix this and to change it in a real way. And the way that we do that is we start out by being grateful. We're grateful to the infinite. We are grateful to the Elohim. The Elohim is that collective, that singular force, that one source, one substance in all the universe. There is nothing that can oppose it. There's nothing that can thwart it. And one with God is a majority. And whomever God is for, no one can be against. And God is for you. Elohim includes all the angels. It's the host of angels, but they work as a unity. So there's one force. There's not many angels. There's one force, just like there's one light, but many colors in the rainbow. It says, for thy name is near, thy wondrous works declare. So the name of God is near. The name is the quality. The names of something describe its qualities. The qualities of the infinite are all those different angels, all those different colors, the names of God. We call them by very simple English names. God is the life principle. It's what beats your heart. It's what makes you breathe. It's what makes things move and be alive. When an organism dies, life doesn't die. Life goes on. Death is not real. Death is simply the changing of form, and it is the servant to life. But life is the truth. There is no principle of death. There's a principle of life. And death serves the principle of life, but it is not a principle unto itself. This principle of soul, you are an extension of that light. God didn't create you in the past. God creates you in the moment. And God creates you as a unique individual. And there are no two souls alike. No one, nothing in the universe is like you. Never will be, never has been, is not now. And it's just like your face and your thumbprint. You're never going to be duplicated. Spirit, infinite spirit, that's another name of God. The quality of God. That which cannot be destroyed. Spirit is indestructible. Nothing can assault it. It's unassailable. And since that's true, you are spirit. You're not a body. You have a body, but you are not a body. That is not who you are. And it's something that's housing you in this temporary world. But you as a spirit are unassailable. Infinite intelligence. The intelligence that knows how to create babies from embryos, that knows how to expand universes, that knows how to give birth to stars. That is infinite intelligence. This is stuff that the science of this world is just barely scratching the surface of understanding. And there's never going to be a way to understand all of it intellectually because it's beyond understanding. That's how intelligence is. It's infinite. And that's God's name as well. Infinite truth. There's only God's truth. There's no subjective truth. We think there is in this world, but there isn't. In God's world, there's only truth. There is no false. There's no principle of falseness. So lies don't exist with God. When God's truth is present, lies shrivel up and become nothing. Another name for God is infinite or divine love, perfect love. Perfect love is the law of the universe. Perfect love is the quality of energy out of which you are created. When it says in the New Testament, God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that's just a patriarchal language, meaning you are God's gift to the world. And so is everybody else. And nobody can be the same gift as you are. You are literally God's gift to the world. That's how much love God has for you. And remember, God's not a man. It's not a deity. It's not a gender-specific identity. God is pre-gender. Divine law, that's another name for God. Divine law. There are no laws but God's. God's laws are eternal and cannot be violated. So when you are in alignment with God's laws, everything works for you, no matter what somebody says in this world, no matter what kind of other laws that somebody's come up with, or rules, or the idea of the way things work. It doesn't matter what other people say. If you are under God's laws, everything works for you perfectly, and divine justice has to be yours. So those are just a few of God's names. And so when it says, "For that thy name is near, thy wondrous works declare," those qualities are always near because there's nothing closer to you than those qualities. Because you're created out of those qualities. You and God are the same kind of critter. God doesn't create anything unlike itself. So you are godly. That's not arrogant to think that way. It's arrogant not to think that way. To think that you're some sort of lowly worm or something like that, that's arrogant. God didn't create junk. God didn't make a mistake. You weren't God's big oops. So you are God's wondrous works, and that's why it's so near. When I shall receive the congregation, I will judge uprightly. Now God's talking. This is the oracle here. When I shall receive the congregation, I will judge uprightly. Well, the congregation is all the thoughts that you have. Everything is thought. So all your thoughts are going to be received by God. That means that you're going to get an audience with God. When? Right now. You're never private from God. You're always in the presence of God. So when I shall receive the congregation, I will judge uprightly. That means you don't hide your thoughts from God. Well, once I get myself really together, then I'll go and have some time with God. or I'll have some time with my inner guide, but I've really got a lot of work to do because I'm not there yet. That's like saying, once my hands are clean, I'll reach for a bar of soap. It doesn't work that way. You go to God first. You go to Spirit first, and you will be received. You don't want to hide any of the congregation from God. You want God to receive the entirety of the congregation, which is all the thoughts in your mind, and God will order those thoughts. When those thoughts are ordered, then divine justice is just a given. All of the circumstances in your life have to fall in line. Iron filings will fall into a particular pattern onto a magnet. The earth and all the inhabitants thereof are dissolved. I bear up the pillars of it. The earth is the manifestations. It's being very clear to you that you don't have to worry about how things manifest. You have to concern yourself with your thoughts. And you bring those thoughts in meditation, in prayer, in magic, in deep communication to God, so that God receives those thoughts and God takes care of the manifestations. The earth and all the inhabitants are dissolved. So this problem is dissolved. I bear up the pillars of it. There's nothing that can be built in this world against you. Whether it's by your own making or whether it's by another's making, it can't be done because you're turning your thoughts to God and saying, help me. And God says, okay. Couldn't do it without you asking, but okay. I said unto the fools, deal not foolishly, and to the wicked, lift not up the horn. Don't be foolish. Don't try to think yourself out of this. Don't try to come up with your own ideas of this. It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack when you've got problems of any sort, but right now problems of injustice. You trying to figure it out yourself is trying to find a needle in a haystack. You're not going to do it. You're not going to find that one particular grain of sand on the whole beach. You're never going to do it. But God knows what it is, where it is, how to get there. So don't be foolish and think that you know what you're doing, because you don't. And to the wicked, lift not up the horn. The original Hebrew, wicked really meant bewitched. You are under a spell. The ego has us under a spell. Our ego mind has us all under a spell. That's why we believe that everything we see, we believe everything we hear, we think we know what everything is, we think we know how to do things. That's the wicked. That's those errant thought forms that really have you hypnotized into believing how things are. To the wicked, I say, lift not up your horn. The horn is a symbol of power. You wicked thought forms, don't even try. You can't fool me. You can fool them, but you can't fool me. I've got your number. I know what this is. Now, since this person has oriented themselves to me and is asking for divine justice, they're going to get it. So any thoughts to the contrary, get ready, you're going to be dissolved. And it's also already promised you that it's going to dissolve the consequences of those thoughts as well. Lift not up your horn on high, speak not with a stiff neck. Don't even be arrogant. Don't try to exert your own power here. Don't do that. All that does is reinforce the illusion, reinforce the problem. Don't try to figure this out for yourself. Don't fall into those wicked thought forms that you've been hypnotized with. Don't be bewitched. Break the spell. Break that spell right now. Recognize, oh, it's not up to me. I don't have any idea what to do. I don't know how to handle this. I can't figure this out. That's waking up, because God does know how. So it's good that you're not trying to figure it out for yourself, because what did God give you? Free will. Don't speak with a stiff neck. Don't come up with your own stuff. Don't tell me what it is. Don't tell me what reality is. I get what reality is because I create it. You don't know what reality is. So let me fix this for you. Let me take care of this for you. And I'll see you on the other side of it. Promotion cometh neither from the east, nor the west, nor from the south. It almost acts like it comes from the north here, because that's the one that's not named. But let's not look at it as that for now. There's another whole line of thinking that we could go down, but it's not appropriate for the kind of spell that we're working here. This is trying to tell you that the answer doesn't come from this world. You can't hope that it's coming from this person or this solution or that solution. The only solution is from God, not from things of this world. So look to God, look to infinite intelligence. And remember, don't get weird about what God is. We've already defined God. God's not a gender. It's not a separate deity. God's the one power, the one force, the one source, and the one substance in all the universe that is your creator, that is creating you now. And you are like a beam of light from that central sun or that central star. And in reality, you are a star. That's who you are. And you're very important. So don't look to this world, because you don't really live in this world like you think you do. You're just having worldly experiences here, but you are bewitched because of those wicked thoughts. You are under a spell. As that spell gets broken, you're going to wake up to the truth about who you are. Until then, let infinite intelligence take over. But God is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another. You don't have the perspective, you don't have the point of view to judge properly, because you are bewitched. You are under that spell. You don't see clearly. You don't know what things are. Everything is a phantasm in this world. Everything's an illusion. So looking into this world and believing this world and the Maya of this world, all that does is confuse you. So let God be the judge, because you can't right now. You will be able to later, but right now you can't judge. So your idea of what justice is going to look like is way off base. It's going to be so much better than anything you could come up with. So just leave it to God, because God knows what's going to make you happy. It's not abdicating your power when you do that. It's actually claiming your power when you do that. When you don't let God take care of it for you, you're giving your power away to the wicked thoughts. You're giving your power away to that hypnotist within you. For in the hand of the Lord there is a cup, and the wine is red. It is full of mixture, and he poureth out of the same. But the dregs thereof, all the wicked of the earth shall wring them out and drink them. God is giving the wicked thought form a potion, poisoning it. Okay, so there's this magic potion that's being mixed up just for you, and it's good for the soul and poisonous for those thoughts, for those wicked thought forms. And so they don't have a chance. But remember, God can make the potion for you. Think of that temperance card. That angel in that card, that angel can make the potion for you, but can't force you to drink it. You'll drink the potion, and the dregs. Penicillin is bad for bacteria, certain bacteria. So this potion is bad for those wicked thoughts. Starting on verse 7, it stopped being the oracle and is now back to the psalmist. So here we are on verse 9 saying, "But I will declare forever, I will sing praises to the God of Jacob." Now forever exists in the Psalms, and it exists in fairy tales. Forever is the present moment. That's where eternity lives. It's not something you keep doing over and over and over again in the future. It's something that you do right now. And that now is forever. So I will declare right now and stay present in it. I will sing praises to the God of Jacob. So you're going to declare the goodness of the God of Jacob, and you're going to do it enthusiastically. Well, first of all, Jacob is pre-Israel. It's the very human part of you, the one that's prone to mistakes, that doesn't get things right, that does lots of dumb stuff. In the fairy tale of the Bible, that particular fairy tale, Jacob is renamed by God Israel. So when they call it Israel, it's talking about a redeemed version of that person. The God of Jacob is the God that's going to take care of you even though you're not there yet. Even though you make all kinds of mistakes, even though you mess up again and again and again and again, it doesn't matter to God. God's not keeping track of your mistakes, your so-called sins. God's not ready to punish you. God doesn't have anything in God's heart for you but correction and happiness and joy and making this right. So when it says, I will sing praises to the God of Jacob, that's again, you don't go to God after you've fixed yourself. And I'll say it again with the same symbol, just like you don't wait to go to the bar of soap until you're clean. You don't wait for your hands to be clean to go to the bar of soap. You go to the bar of soap to clean your hands. You don't wait to get all your stuff together and then go to God. You go to God in order to get all your stuff together. All the horns of the wicked also will I cut off. It's going to cut off the power of this bewitched mind of yours. All of those manifestations that seem to be happening that you are feeling injustice about, they're just going to be cut off. The second that you decide this, the second that you do what we're talking about in the psalm, singing praises to God, you've given God permission. Once you've given God permission, God says, okay, let's cut the horns off. Let's get rid of it. Let's take its power away. No, this is God speaking again. All the horns of the wicked also will I cut off, but the horns of the righteous shall be exalted. Righteous is you. You in your right mind. The righteous is you as you were created. The real you. You when you're thinking correctly. You when you're not bewitched. You when your mind is clear and focused and functioning in a healthy manner. Once God's taken care of this, once you've drunk the potion and it's killed those wicked thoughts, then the problems are cut off, but your power is exalted. Your power to succeed, your power to be happy, your power to prosper, your power to do whatever it is that you want to do. Because those desires of what you want to do are righteous desires of the heart, and they are a part of who you are as a soul. And not only does God want you to be happy, God wants you to thrive and wants to exalt you. All the problems are going to be cut off, and all of your power is going to be exalted. And so that's what you have to look forward to in working this very unusual but wonderful psalm. So just keep coming back to that psalm each and every day until you get a sense that all is well. You'll get a click. You'll get a sense of peace and certainty about the situation. And then you'll know that you don't have to work on this anymore and you can move on to something else. Thank you so much for joining me today. I so appreciate you. Until next time, blessed be.